magazines, on the street, even in museums, you may have noticed Boston is making an effort to refashion itself, producing style icons, glitzy runway shows, and established designers. It's a moment to celebrate as Boston Fashion Week launches this weekend and marks its 20th anniversary. WGBH News arts editor Jared Bowen is here with more.
Yeah, Emily, it's been fascinating to watch, just as long as I've been in the city, how fashion really has changed. Of course, we have sometimes this probably not well-inherited notion that we have no style in this city, and some people have dubiously proclaimed us the worst dressed in America, but it has changed in the way we take designers seriously in schools, the way it's part of main curriculums now, and also, most importantly, I think, in museums, where the Peabody Essex Museum was among the first to take up fashion in this Iris Apfel show and profiling style icons. And then, of course, most recently, I talked to you about Carla Fernandez at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, a great designer who's really taking the world into her scope. She'll have a great event during Fashion Week. And then most recently we talked about Hollywood Glamour at the MFA, which has made fashion part of its main mission in terms of disciplines at the Museum of Fine Arts. So we see this widespread appreciation now.
You definitely see people getting more and more into it, even in terms of there's more publications and everything. All right, so let's bring Jay Calderon into the discussion. He's the founder and executive director of Boston Fashion Week. Are you excited to get it going next week?
I am very excited. Yes, it's all going smoothly, knock on wood. And we have an incredible lineup for the week.
All right, so you have this new thing called Boston Fashion is Smart. So what is that about?
We've been trying for years to identify what Boston fashion was, because in other cities, they have a real identity. And we realized that all the things we were apologizing for, being an academic town, being, about science and business, were the things we needed to celebrate and really sort of own. And so we've done a lot of programming this week. We've reached out to a lot of industries like science and tech and the arts and culture to bring those industries into fashion.
Mm-hmm. And you have another one too called Ministry Supply?
Well, the Ministry of Supply.
Ministry of Supply.
Yeah, Ministry of Supply is a local startup, a fashion startup, but they're also a tech startup. They do these incredible performance fabrics for men's clothing.
Yeah, we had these guys on.
Did we have them on?
Yes, we had them on the show.
They're amazing, and I'm really excited about that event.
Describe what the clothing is again.
Well, it's subtle, because the clothes look like everyday clothes in terms of it's khakis and great shirts, but it's all about the performance fabric, because you can ride your bike to work and show up and still be dry and comfortable and looking great. So, yeah. And the Boston Fashion is Smart thing, we kind of, like I said, I mentioned going into different areas. We have the launch, which is all about mentorship, so building the next generation, and really supporting it. The whole industry comes out to support these 5 new designers we select every year. And then we have the Carla Fernandez show that you mentioned, which I am thrilled about, because we're right in the heart of Hispanic Heritage Month, and I happen to be Latino, so I'm really excited about that she's coming here to do this show, and the Gardner's been amazing about that. So, and then we wrap up the week with an event called Expression that Terry Mann, a local stylist, put together, which, there she is, and she wanted to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Boston Fashion Week by showing images, creating images. She worked with 10 local photographers to create images of the people behind the scenes, the designers, the models, the photographers, the makeup artists, so that people could really get an idea of how large this whole thing is. There are over 200 portraits.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you're going to end with a tribute to Marilyn Reisman, who of course was a friend of Jared's as well.
Well, that's actually sort of a week-long celebration for us.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have a seat for her at every show,
Yes,
right?
We've invited the designers to do that. We're definitely going to do that on the opening night event. I just heard from the mayor's office, we have a proclamation declaring Sunday Marilyn Reisman Day, so we're very excited about that. And I think one of the things she said to me when we told her that we were going to dedicate next year to her was that she would be there one way or the other.
Yeah, she did die earlier this year. We should make that clear.
And so we feel like we will have Marilyn there in spirit. So
well, and of course, Marilyn was somebody who was so emblematic of what fashion really has become in this city, which is she was somebody who championed young people and mentored them and got them to the next level. She was so iconic with her own fashion. And actually, the Peabody Essex Museum recently announced, which I know you'll explore more in Fashion Week, how they have been gifted her most of her fashion collection, which was quite extensive.
I mean,
she had been working with designers and collecting pieces. And this just wasn't clothing, this was actual art. And so it will go to the Peabody Essex Museum, and they told me they don't have plans quite yet for an exhibition, but it's sure to come. But really what she did, as I mentioned, was mentor all of these designers and take fashion to some degree to where it is today by giving them the exposure, and of course in the hands of great teachers like you, it's where we got today. It's fun to have it be splashy and in the magazines and something to talk about, but it has become something very serious here as well.
Jay, if people just want to stop into something, if they want to go someplace, I think some people feel a little intimidated about this. Where do they go? How do they drop in?
Well, there are a lot of events that are not ticketed. They're a matter of an RSVP, and you can sort of very casually kind of enter into the whole scene. I would recommend the website has, like I said, we have over 50 events, so it's hard to pinpoint specific ones, but there are shopping events, you know, for the people who want to approach it that way. There are fashion shows, there are parties, there are luncheons. So we really do have something for everyone, because we have the very well-established designers doing shows, and then we have students right out of school putting on small shows, you know, for their audience.
Is there going to be a men's show at last?
Yes, yes. A new shop, Caramello and JP, teamed up with Petite Robert and Terry Men. They're going to do. We haven't had a men's show in a while, so I'm actually very excited. So yeah, that's going to be a fun part of the week.
Sounds good. We'll be stopping in. Jared Calderon, Jared Bowen, thank you very much, as always.